This week I wanted to talk about learning devices and how they're used in our inner journey. And again, our inner journey is simply moving from ego to spirit, as I love to say, shifting out of ego into spirit, or moving from any perception based in fear to one based in love. And so a learning device is anything that helps to create a shift in that perception. I believe that we were all sent here as in experiencing the physical realm to use all of our experiences to become consciously aware of our truth or our wholeness or being fully aligned with peace, love, and joy. And so whenever something is sounded in our heart, whenever when we've spent all this time moving in line with ego out this way and becoming immersed in this collective unconscious that is just based in fear, illusion, ego, incompleteness, everything of that nature. At some point, there is some sound that goes off in our heart or in our soul, however you want to see it, that snaps our attention and gets us to look away from the herd that we were once a part of and start to look in another direction and be called towards that. And so that is the beginning of an inner journey. And at that point, we can begin to see everything that's occurring in our experience as a specific learning device. And when that call is sounded, and when we agree to it, when we agree to listen to it and agree to move towards that energetic vibration back home is how it can be called, the path of return to love, anything of that nature is how it's called. When we agree to it, the divine, or I see it as God, and I see God working in many different ways in all these different shapes and forms and teachers and experiences and songs, music, I don't know, all these different things that God begins to use as a learning device for us to become consciously aware of our truth. And I believe that, kind of what I want to share with is the learning devices is probably not that big of an aha, but what I wanted to share is that too often we get caught in using the learning device that we associate with as a form of separation. So what I want to share today is that I believe that there's one God out there, and there's one God working in all these different forms and fashions to show us that we are a part of that one God as that God. And so anytime that we connect with a specific learning device, whether it's through Christ consciousness, maybe it's through Buddha, maybe it's through any other teaching from the East or teaching from the West or something completely outside of world religions, I don't know. But all I want to share is that I don't believe there's ever been an intention to use those learning devices for separation. It's always been an intention to bring us, it's always been an intention to bring us into alignment with truth, which is that we are all a part of that one God and that we are that one. And so I just want to share with you that too often I think we get attached to our learning devices and we hold on to them, and anything that challenges our particular learning device, whenever we attach to it, if we're attached to it, we're attaching to it at an ego level. And so when we attach to it, something kicks in us that we want to uphold and protect why it's the right one and the others are wrong. Whereas if we just come with this more universal view that all the learning devices are perfectly tailored to each person in their own particular journey, and that yes, there's a huge group that's going to relate to learning devices from Christ consciousness, and there's a huge group that's going to relate to them through teachers from the East and all this kind of stuff, is that we can just see it as one learning device, or multiple learning devices, but all for the same goal, which is to all bring us into alignment with love, peace, and joy. And so today I just wanted to share this as a way to kind of snap through that separative thinking that tends to take place even when we engage in this journey, because ego still has such a pull in our nature that ego just kind of wraps itself around anything that it can. And utilizing a learning device that's meant to move us towards oneness, ego slips in and uses it as a pull back into separation. So it's really important that we see through it and just allow everyone to have the individual learning devices that they're supposed to have, and just to keep opening up to the idea that we're moving towards this universal one and that we are that one. And I hope that this helps to kind of maybe snap and shatter some of those separative perceptions that kind of sneak up and grab us along the journey, and allows you to open back up to the whole point of the inner journey, which is moving towards truth. If you're not already signed up for my weekly blog, be sure to get on my list at shannacovey.com, and I'll love to send you some goodies in your inbox, and I'll see you next week.